Let me ask you something. Are you still struggling with your blood sugar, high blood pressure, belly fat, and different things? You've been told to eat healthy and you believe you've been trying. You've been eating all the right things that most people recommend, but you're still tired, craving sugar, and feeling like nothing is working. What if it's not that you're doing too much, but you've been going about it the wrong way? Your strategy has been off. Today, I'll be interviewing a good friend of mine who has been known to have the best food swaps ever. I mean, she created Jamaican patties, low carb Jamaican patties, and blueberry muffins, low carb, low sugar that tastes just like the real thing. She does it, she pours her heart into it with love, and if she is given a challenge, she can make it happen. So I am so excited to get into this interview with Michelle today, my good friend, the food swap queen. Stay tuned and get excited because all your little boring foods that you've been told to eat and didn't know how to prepare or wanted was craving something, even crackers, today is the day that changes your life. If you're tired of sugar cravings, brain fog, fatigue, and all the conflicting health and diet advice, and you just want to know what's happening inside of your body, you're in the right place. I'm TaShawn Davis, holistic health coach, registered nurse, and metabolic health educator. I help you break sugar cravings through balanced blood sugar so you can take your health back naturally. So grab your favorite sugar-free drink, pop in those earbuds, and let's learn how to work with our body and not against it. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different because I have someone very special joining me. Michelle has been working alongside me, helping with food swaps, real life strategy, and she has her own powerful journey. We're going to talk about food swaps that actually work, moving from restriction to nourishment, and how to stabilize your blood sugar in real life. Michelle, welcome. I am so glad you're here, my friend, my prayer partner, my everything. I'm so glad you're here. You have been such an integral part of helping many, many people understand that you can still eat really, really good and fun and not miss out on anything because there are swaps and different things that you can do to help you still have the things you love. Welcome, and I would love for you to share your story.
Well, hello, hello, and I am honored to be on here with you. And way to make a girl blush. um, so I guess my journey has been a long one. Starting from a young age, I was seeking the Lord exactly where to start. So this is what I will share. So this hasn't just been about another diet. It's about learning to love myself where I am right now along this health journey, right? Forgetting the former things, starting right here. Because sometimes all the noise and different opinions can make that challenging. And this is something you have shared that when there are too many voices speaking, it can get way too loud. And there have been times where, because there are too many voices and too many opinions speaking, doubt starts to creep in. And I question, is this really working? Now, that stems from way back when, unfortunately, the way I was taught when I was young, I didn't realize I was at a good, healthy weight. But unfortunately, that being passed along, my mom saying some things to me, that it developed this body dysmorphia in me, which is tied to focusing more on the number on the scale and not seeing myself truly as I am. And so I wouldn't really say this is just about a diet. It's mainly the way that you have taught that this is beyond weight loss. This is about looking internally, healing from the inside out, not being so focused on the number and realizing that excess sugar and carbohydrates impacts a lot more than we think. It impacts more than your blood sugar levels. That's what I love that you teach, that it also can impact other things such as our heart and blood pressure, and even for women, reproductive issues and whatnot. So we're learning deeper. So we're making it more about healing internally, that eventually it does show on the outside.
That's so good. So having an experience when you were younger kind of made you not want to think of another diet, another thing, and all of that because, your body, when you found the Lord, it sounds like you knew that you're perfectly made in His own image. And so the reason why you went this route is because you basically wanted to find out how you can feel the best you can feel, but not so much the weight and the image and all of that kind of stuff, if I'm getting that correct.
Well, yes, and I think it's just encountering you and the way you, because I was skeptical in the beginning, but the way you taught about it, that it's more than the weight, because the weight starts coming off when you start healing internally.
Exactly. Yeah. It's powerful. I mean, even my journey, I'm shocked. I'm like, wait a minute. I don't, my memory's better. I don't itch anymore. My skin is better. No more UTIs, like all the things that get better. Yeah, it's amazing. So from restrictive, like never being wanting to be that restrictive, but having these things that actually nourish your cells. We want to always do the things that nourish and feed our cells. So that mindset shift, that experience, just can we just talk about that again real quick? The difference between restriction versus actually nourishing your body.
Yeah. So first, it's about reminding myself, as you said, the developing the deeper relationship with Jesus, reminding me that he is the one that nourishes my body and he's the one that comforts, because I was one, and I can fall into that trap where food is comfort, which, this is an odd thing, but those foods that are higher carb and not as nourishing to our bodies, in the world, they call them comfort food. I'm like, that's the language of it is so odd, because it's not true. It really doesn't comfort you. It's a temporary fix, and it's not going to replace Jesus.
Oh,
So
yes.
then my mindset shifting from the all or nothing, because this was where I struggled as far as the eating disorder. It was like an all or nothing mentality, thinking and focusing on everything I'm going to miss out on instead of focusing on everything I gain. So that's a big thing. Whereas, don't focus on, I can't have this, I can't have that. Focus on everything that you are going to gain, because you're making better informed decisions.
Yeah, that is good. That's good. Yeah, a lot of times we, encounter people and they're like, "Well, what can I have? I can't have anything." I'm like, "Well, there's a ton of animals out there." Some other stuff. What do I normally say? I say, now, as a person who eats meat, you can go outside and grab a cockroach and eat that. I'm just saying. It's a lot more stuff.
Have you eaten chocolate covered ants?
No, no, not at all. But you really can't go outside, grab leaves off the tree and grass and survive. But literally, you can't. A skunk, anything. So it's a lot
That's
of
true.
stuff you can eat.
They say roadkill makes good
Mhm.
eats, right?
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
know, but they say.
That's true. And even the iguanas, we live here in Florida, and in the wintertime, they fall out the trees. And people say you can harvest them because people eat the iguanas. And I'm like, good luck with that. I tried
Wow.
alligator and I thought it tastes like swamp, but I may have just had not a so
Really?
clean one. I did, yeah. I may have just
Yeah.
had one that wasn't so clean because, certain foods, if you don't clean it right, to me, it tastes swampy.
True, true. Yeah, because if you don't clean clams well, those don't taste so good. If you're eating them, and if you're eating them the way we should be, with garlic and butter,
Mm.
Then if they're not cleaned well, they can be a little sandy. But yeah, I've had gator, and I actually think it tasted like the stereotype. They say everything tastes like chicken, and to me it did. So maybe I
Yeah,
had some good gator.
I think I've had some good gator, but maybe that one time it was like, nope. That you blew it. You blew it. I don't remember the other taste anymore. So yeah, that's what happened. So, but that's so good because so many people think they need to cut everything, but really it's our cells that really are starving for the nutrients. We have to nutrient, and then when our cells start to get neutral nutrients that it needs, then we're no longer hungry all the time. We find ourselves full and satisfied, and mentally everything gets better. I mean, that's the reason why so many things get better because we're properly giving our cells the nutrients it's been craving and dying for, literally.
Yeah,
You-
so true. And sometimes this is too, having struggled with an eating disorder before and turning to food for comfort. Sometimes you're not really hungry.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's avoidance or something else going on that if you stop and take a moment and journal or, speak to the Lord or whatever, you'll find out I'm not really hungry that at this moment.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. Everybody know who knows me. I'm a visiting nurse. And so I eat very fast. So stopping to
Really?
take a moment, I'm like, what is that? What do you mean? The food is in front of me. It's time to eat.
I'm like, you're done eating already? Okay, I'm only about halfway through.
And I tell everybody else, you eat too slow. So, yeah, but I'm feeding myself. So it's normally at a time where it is time to eat. But yeah, to stop and think and to really be present with your food. And because I'm going into full entrepreneurship right now, I'm gonna see what that looks like for me, though. Take
To
some
slow
advice
down a
from
little.
to slow down. I'm not going as slow as my mama, and I'm not going so there has to be a happy medium somewhere. So,
Exactly.
yeah. So, what you've been doing, we have a radio show that we're on every Tuesday, 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you can catch the replays on TaShawn Davis, RN Health Coach, every week. What Michelle has done so beautifully, now this is a Caribbean Rhythms Network, and she's brought in all kind of different food swaps. Our other host on the radio is it's like a live coaching thing, and he tastes the food in real life and kind of gives his feedback. So because he's from Jamaica, Michelle has been challenged to do some Jamaican foods, and she's a little bit on the lighter side.
Well, not even that, but I'm not the one that likes all the spice and seasoning like my husband and one of my boys does. I'm happy with some salt, maybe a little garlic and onion, and I'm good. But yeah, so this has been a challenge, but I'm learning to love the extra spices.
I tell you, there's not been one thing that she has made that I was like, girl, what did you do? And she made Jamaican beef patties. And if you want that recipe, make sure you're signed up for the newsletter and also make sure that you follow us on Health Beyond Weight Loss, Metabolic Health, and Insulin Resistance on Facebook because she shares a lot. All the recipes may not come, but we have this weekly newsletter and we're going to be releasing a lot of the recipes. But I've not had anything that I did not like that she's made. So, what she's going to do for us today is make it this episode be super practical with giving us 5 food swaps that will help stabilize our blood sugar. So, 5 food swaps. What can you think of, Michelle, that you think people starting out might need to know?
For breakfast, instead of going to those quick go-tos like a banana or apple, make up a bunch of this is what I do. I make up a bunch of hard-boiled eggs so that they're just easy to grab and go, and then there's no second guessing. That's what I'm having, hard-boiled eggs. Then for snack, if well, we don't snack much, but if for party things and if you're having snacks at a gathering, pork rinds are really good. Parmesan crisps are really good as well, especially if you still want that crunch that you would get from chips. Drinks. So instead of having soda, I enjoy flavored seltzer water. Now, I enjoy the ones that have no sugar in them. There are some that do have the sugar substitute that are also really good. And then for dinner time, if you're used to having your rice and potatoes, instead use cauliflower and make cauliflower rice or cauliflower mashed potatoes or cauliflower mash, so a mock mashed potato. And then if you're craving something, now I am an oddball, but this this helps you get some vitamins in. Butter, straight up butter. So there are times when I'm like, okay, am I really hungry? I'll just take a scoop of butter. And then at times too, I have done coconut oil and just mix in some cocoa powder and a little bit of liquid allulose if I want something a little sweet and quick.
So would that last one be considered like a fat bomb, or even simpler than a fat bomb?
That's even simpler because the fat bomb is a little more entailed. And that's a good one too if you are not able to have dairy. So in place of a fat bomb, and if you want, you could put those in the refrigerator and get them a little more firm.
Okay. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, we believe in eating healthy fats. Like Michelle mentioned, the butter. I've been known to call butter a multivitamin because it has so many vitamins A, D, E, and K. That's what nourishes your cells. So we do encourage real food, real butter, real animal fat, aside from coconut oil, avocado oil, lard, beef tallow, things like that. So a fat bomb would be essentially a dessert, or I guess you can make it sweet or savory, Michelle.
Trying to think. I
Because a
pretty much
meatball would be a fat bomb too, wouldn't it? You could do like a meatball, or no?
I would just call that a meatball.
Oh, okay. So I guess a fat bomb, you're focusing more on putting more fat into a dessert and making it like a sweet treat.
Right, because then it keeps you full and then you're
Yeah.
not wanting more. Because that's the whole point is when you're having those carbohydrates, you don't realize you're going back for more. What is the term you say? It's basically that sugar is crying out for more sugar.
Yeah, the deep. I always say the deep calls out for the deep. So whenever you give it some, it wants more and more. So you're not breaking the cycle. You're in a vicious cycle of cravings and sugar. And then you re up, and it's just a cycle that keeps going on and on. So we have to be careful about that because every 2 hours you burn off sugar. So that's why we don't want to nourish our cells with carbohydrates and sugar. It's better to nourish it with fat and protein because it burns slower, longer, and it keeps us steady in our mind and everywhere else. For someone listening right now, and they said, I don't, they're like, I don't have time for this. This is overwhelming and this is too much. What would you say to that person?
Well, I would say number one, evaluate your time because a lot of us have time, but we waste a lot of time. And it's show up for yourself. Ask yourself, am I not worth it? Am I and see, this is just the way I'm going to do it. I'm always going to go back to Jesus. Jesus came to give us life and life in abundance.
Yes.
And if we're not living a full life and we're tired and our systems are messed up, and because that's one of the things with sugar is IBS. And I think actually I tested this out because I have had my little ups and downs. And one of the things I was told years ago was that I could possibly have IBS, but I was having no issues, let something in, and then I was having issues. I was like, well, look at that. Sugar, carbohydrates, these things that I had taken out. So you find out your body's a lot more sensitive and you know that's what's causing the issue. So I would say show up for yourself and give yourself grace too. If you have those little setbacks, don't throw in the towel and say, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. Say, okay, it was a little stumble. I'm going to pick myself up again and try. and I'm going to keep picking myself up as many times as I need to because I am worth showing up for myself. Because, like I said, Jesus, he came to give us life in abundance. So that's the main thing. Don't give up on yourself.
That is so good. That is so good. In many areas of our life, like, yeah, I don't have time to write the book. I don't have time to do the thing that, the world is waiting for. And that time just continues to pass while we just continue to wait to live and to do all that God has called us to do. And we can't do it sick. So I love that. Show up for yourself. So, what has changed the most for you since stabilizing your blood sugar?
I guess better moods,
Mm,
better
that part.
moods. Yeah. And also noticing that when something comes that seems stressful or overwhelming, I'm able to recognize it better, stop and think about it and reflect upon it instead of reacting. Then I'm thinking about it so that the response comes out much calmer.
Wow. Who'd have thought
I
food would
know.
do that? Yeah, food, like you could have said a million other things because of course we know a lot of other things got better, but the main thing that you wanted to say was my mood. Who would not want a more stable mood? Who would not want to feel better having these swings up and down? That's one of the things that whenever if I mess around and consume sugar or whatever, even now, though I'm stable, but if ever I didn't know or something like that, anxiety, like I get anxious, like what the heck? I get anxious, itchy, all these things. But yeah, it's so true. I mean, my daughter has a story about going into some serious anxiety after drinking an Arizona drink and crashing and getting severely depressed. And we are putting labels on all kind of people, bipolar and ADHD and all of that. And I'm thinking, well, maybe if you didn't feed the kid pancakes and orange juice and all of that before you sent them to school, they wouldn't be so hyper. They got to burn it off. That's
True. Well, and that's making me think we say that children, if they have too much sugar, are bouncing all over the place. Do you think that people don't outgrow it or that people outgrow it all of a sudden if you're still having too much sugar? Why is it only the children and not the adults?
exactly.
Makes you think.
Exactly. Yeah, a child can run it off, but you would look crazy getting up in the office. Right? Hey, gotta go. Like, but you sit there
Or
and
or
you feel
or like
anxious and
that,
you're like
that
tapping your feet, and then you're tired and sleep on your desk 2 hours later. Like, I gotta go to the thing and get me some, energy drink and Dorito. That that story's in my book, Sugar Deception. How I thought that was the way to go, but yeah, crazy.
but even still, if you the thing that came to my attention was the moods. Like if you're a grown adult having sugar and you don't have anywhere to go run it off, and you're still sitting in the office, and all of a sudden one thing might rub you the wrong way, and then you're snapping at people, and
Ah.
you're blaming them for rubbing you the wrong way, but maybe it's all that sugar you just had.
That's deep. That's so good. It's true. It's true. We just let life happen and never sit and take an inventory of like, well, really, what else is going on with me? Because I was fine.
Right.
This shouldn't bother me in that type of way. Wow, that is
Right. Well, and it
powerful.
was you challenged Lewis last week too, because of the blood sugar spikes in his body. And you said, "What did you eat last before you went to bed?" And he said, "Crackers."
Yeah, yeah, and it affects you in the morning. We don't realize we're nourishing our body the day before for the next day. So you feel like crap the next day too. What the heck? What did you eat the day before? Or your blood sugars are off, or whatever the case might be. Yeah, it's so much to know. I really enjoy teaching this because the more we know, the more we can make those informed healthcare decisions. We don't have to stay stuck. This is so reversible, but we don't know what we don't know. And so I want to connect this back for everybody listening. This is why I talk about insulin resistance so much. When your blood sugar is unstable, You crave more sugar. You feel tired. Your body stores fat. Your hormones are thrown off. But when you are able to stabilize it, everything starts to shift. So here's what I want you to walk away with today. It's not about restriction, it's about nourishment. Small swaps make a big difference. Blood sugar stability changes everything. So, anything else, Michelle, that you wanted to leave the people with?
I think we covered a lot. It's just pay attention to what is going on in your body, in your mind. Get a journal. Start writing these things down instead of turning to that sugar. In that moment you're thinking about it, write something down. Take a moment to reflect on it instead of grabbing that candy bar or donut.
And you'll come to a point to where that's not even like, oh, like it's not even an option. Like you don't even like, ugh, once you start letting it go. Because right now, maybe people are thinking, I could never. This is what I do. This is my routine, and a lot of things because of routine also keep us stuck.
Right.
But you will find that I don't want that crap. And both Michelle and I have said how our taste buds have changed. Even if I try to eat a Twinkie or one of my treats was a Reese's peanut butter cup, I can taste all the oil, the nasty
Yep.
peanut, everything in there. It's not good anymore once you start to remove the things from your body and bring them back. If you try to, it's just like, I'm good. So don't be afraid to start. Don't be afraid to go forth because you're not going to miss anything. There will be nothing to go back to because once you try, you're going to be like, "Ugh, how did I do that all them years? Like, what was I thinking?" And
Right.
then
And
Mhm.
there's plenty of other options out there. And one of the things that even surprised me is when you cut that stuff out, that what as a young girl I thought was so gross was that bitter baking chocolate. Now that's my sweet treat. So there's no sugar in it.
Yeah. And on that same note, I thought that I would never drink LaCroix bubbly water. Now I'm bougie and I'm like, yes, please. Oh, you don't have any soda water? I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
Exactly.
So, and if you ever like accidentally got that type of water at McDonald's or wherever you were, you like, oh my God, I got the wrong stuff. Now I'm like, yeah, do you have that? I need that. So
Yep.
it's what I prefer. And even my grandkids drink it, which is shocking. So you can train kids young too. So don't think that it's just one way. That's, I believe, where we end up getting so messed up is where we make everything so finite when God has a whole world of things that we can explore, so much more that we can do. It's not finite. He's not in a box, just like God is not in a box. This thing, you can
Right.
have fun with it. You can make these swaps. I can't listen. She's listening right now, and I want her to make some more Jamaican
What are you
patties.
gonna request? What are you gonna request?
I want some more Jamaican. She knows, like she knows my heart. We do another class every Saturday, and she knows too. I love the egg bakes that she makes, the sausage egg bakes. She made them this past week with blueberry muffins. I'm like, she loves me so much. I don't know why,
Well,
but
and those were keto
her
friendly.
husband loves them too. Yeah.
Keto friendly muffins. And so you still there are still swaps out there that you can enjoy some of these things in a different manner. And it
Yeah.
your body will be much happier for it.
Oh my gosh, I look forward to these things. It's not, just I'm just gonna do it because it's a diet. No, no, no. This stuff tastes good. It's. I always used to say it's fun to eat fat because you're eating real food. That fat is what gives it the flavor. Mwah. It's
Exactly.
fun
Well,
to
and
eat.
that's because I grew up in the 70s and 80s, and we had real fat. And then I was, I think, a teen or a young adult when the whole craze came out, the low fat. So you think you're eating healthy, and then later down the road, you find out they're pulling out all the fat out of it and putting extra sugar because the fat is what gives it the flavor.
Yeah, they have to do something to replace that flavor. And now we're sicker than we've ever been. We have more endocrinologists and cardiologists and doctors, and heart disease is still the number one killer. Nothing's gotten better with that recommendation. So yeah, it's time to get well informed. This has been an amazing interview. I'm so happy to. This is our 10th episode, and I told Michelle I'm excited. You're going to be on the 10th episode. Had to learn how to do it and get the things together that I needed to learn. But she knew she was going to be my first, and this will not be the last time that you're hearing from Michelle. So make sure that, as you all leave reviews and all of that, because it really helps the show push it along. Let me know what you want to more of, and I know Michelle is going to be one of them. So also join our Facebook group, Health Beyond Weight Loss, Metabolic Health and Insulin Resistance, where we do share real tips and have that support over there. You might find us being a little silly and doing things that encourage you to laugh and have fun and enjoy life and enjoy these things that help us in these sometimes hard journeys, because sugar is addictive. It ain't no lie. It can really be a stronghold or a issue where you need to get more help. And also, I've provided a 3-day blood sugar reset guide. It will be in the show notes. So don't forget to take a look at the show notes, and you can also find ways to work with me there. So remember, y'all, you are not broken. You were just never taught how your body works. And once you understand it, you can begin to heal the way that God has intended it. Your body will heal itself. It will. But just put the right things in it. Remember, y'all, the harvest is plentiful and the laborers are few. You are needed in this hour. So, love you. Thank you so much, Michelle, for coming on. And we'll see you
Thank,
on the next episode.
thank you for having me.
Alrighty, my friend. If this episode has helped you understand your body a little bit better and helped you have the confidence to make better informed healthcare decisions, share it with someone you know who may be struggling with sugar cravings, brain fog, or fatigue, because they may not even realize that blood sugar could be the reason. And also leave a review, because it really helps more people find this. Remember, the goal is to reverse 1 million type 2 diabetes in my lifetime. And as always, I want to remind you the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And some people are fighting every day just to have the health and energy to live their everyday life that they were called to live. So I am praying for your health. I am praying for your strength. And I'll see you in the next episode.